So no matter who steps on the floor for them, for us, we have to continue to focus on our improvements and, starting on the defensive end, keeping teams out of transition, protecting the paint, contesting shots, offensively taking care of the ball. So things like that, just the details of the game for us.
And then the first day of the NBA Cup, the first game for in this group that we're in, it's a pretty tough one. What were kind of your thoughts overall on that, kind of just the Cup itself and the schedule that we have this year?
Well, I think the Cup, just in general, it's bringing some excitement to the early part of the season. I think everybody, not everybody, but obviously there's players and staff and fans that we all kind of get a little more excited to see the court and see guys get after it competitively. But as far as the groups, for us, it's just focus on us, focus on one game at a time, and tonight that's Denver.
One of the stats that kind of gone under the radar for your team this year is you've been a very good offensive rebounding team. You had over 20 second chance points the other night, but you've been doing that consistently. How have you been so successful in that department?
Well, it's definitely one of our concepts that we try to focus on. It gives us extra opportunities to score. It gives us extra opportunities to get open threes when you can offensive rebound. A lot of times guys lose track of where you are on the perimeter, so it's something that we're doing well. We want to continue to do it.
Brandon, Boston, because of the circumstances, is effectively one of your lead guards right now. Just what are the discussions like with him about filling that role for this team right now?
I think he's stepped in and he has performed at a high level, and now he's starting to see some of the team's best defenders, but he's handling it well. He'll continue to get comfortable, get acclimated with this group, and for him to be able to step in right away and do some of the things that he's been doing for us on both ends of the floor, it's been really refreshing and a huge bright spot for our group.
How close, or I guess at what point in the recovery process is C.J. McCollum right now?
He's getting closer. We don't have an exact day in which he'll return, but he's getting closer and closer. He's doing more on the floor, playing a little 3-on-3, a little 5-on-5, so he's getting really close.
And what about Herb and Jordan Hawkins?
Both guys on the floor, doing some player development work, but they haven't been able to do anything contact yet.
And we kind of joked before about, you being very familiar with dealing with tough circumstances as a coach, and obviously this is like an extreme. But I guess what kind of lessons have you taken away from, these past few weeks of having to piece this thing together and figure it out with some guys that you probably weren't expected to be coaching, at this time of the season? Yeah,
the biggest thing that I'm learning is, first and foremost, continue to have faith in God, and obviously we're all blessed to have these opportunities in front of us. Anytime you get to step on the NBA floor, practice games, we're fortunate and grateful. And then the next thing is, adversity. Sometimes you can't control what happens, but our focus has shifted to let's just continue to focus on this group that's playing. Let's help them continue to get better. Let's try to instill positivity and be encouraging, and let's just continue to go after it as a group and stay together while we weather the storm.
Really, last few games we've seen some positive trends on the defensive end, especially keeping opponents out of the lane. What are you seeing on it, and that's helping that?
Yeah, that's a big focus for us. I think before the last two games, maybe the 3 or 4 previous games, it was like 60 points in the paint plus. And so it's really difficult to give yourself an opportunity to win games when teams are getting in the paint, they're getting layups, they're getting at the rim, which is high field goal percentage shots. It leads to kick out threes. And so we had to shift our focus, and we got an opportunity to practice with this group a little bit and work on it. And we're starting to see already that they're locked in and they're giving us everything they have, which we appreciate.
All right,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.